Hi guys, Tim here from Geeked Up Gaming. I'm gonna run you through a burnt offering scenario, attack on Sandpoint. The villain that I'm running against will be Rip Nugget and Stickfoot. So when I pop into him, not only do I have to beat Rip Nugget, but I also have to beat Stickfoot also. So my three locations, since I'm playing solo, are Town Square, Sandpoint Cathedral, and City Gate. My town square has 1 barrier, 2 monsters, 1 weapon, 2 spells, 0 armor, 1 item, 2 allies, and 0 blessings. Sandpoint Cathedral has 0 barriers, 2 monsters, 0 weapons, 2 spells, 0 armor, 1 item, 1 ally, and 3 blessings. And then City Gate has 2 monsters, 1 barrier, 2 weapons, 0 spells, 0 armor, 2 items, 2 allies, and 0 blessings. Now I'm picking Sandpoint Cathedral because right now I'm just farming with my built character. This is kind of a doesn't matter whether I win or lose. Hopefully I can just beat it, just so I can have that as a bragging right on solo. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll shuffle my character deck. Okay, and hopefully I'll have an item in this. I don't. I have 2 blessings and 2 allies, so that's not my favorite card, so I have to discard those. And then I did get an item on this one. Okay, 3 blessings and 1 item. So now I gotta take these, put them on the bottom, or the top, doesn't matter, and then just reshuffle those cards in. Or just throw them down on the table, or the floor, or whatever. Okay, so then that's my starting hand. So Blessing of Gorum, Amulet of Mighty Fists, which is an item, and then Blessing of Gorum. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this time card. We're going to get this thing started, and I run into a spell, which is Intelligence Arcane 4. Now my Intelligence is a D6, and I've collected an attribute of... Oh, that's on my Wisdom. Okay. So Intelligence is just a D6, and I have my sheet that I had recommended everyone to get these to keep your score and everything instead of writing it on your card. So I'm gonna roll a D6 for this. It really doesn't matter if I get it or not. Okay, so I rolled a 3. I didn't get it, so then we'll go back to the box. Now I don't have any way. I do have three cards that'll let me go back in, but I'm not gonna chance it. Actually, I will. You know, it's early. Let's go ahead and go for it. Intelligence craft of 4. My intelligence is a D6 again. So we'll roll it, see if we get it. Roll a 1. So this item will go back to the box. And I'm going to go ahead and flip the time card. So I can get another card out here, which is a guard. Okay, so he reduces damage. We'll go ahead and see what's next. Okay, so I got a henchman. This is really good to get a henchman really early. The difficulty of checks to defeat Suto with the attack or range traits is increased by 2. This is one of the henchmen, Suto Kashitsu. I'm not sure on how to pronounce his name really, so that's the best I could do. So he's a combat of 10. Now, with him being a henchman, and I'm going to be able to do this location, it says to banish either a blessing or Father's Antis. So I don't have Father's Antis, so I'm only going to recharge 1 blessing. That gives me 2 D10s. So hopefully I'll be able to beat him with these 2 D10s. He doesn't have a goblin trait, so I don't have to worry about the scenario rule during the scenario. I rolled exactly 10, a 5 and a 5. So I did defeat him. So he's going to go to the box. I will banish a Blessing of Gorum back to the box. And we will flip this card over. And I know I was farming, but you know, if I can beat this scenario by myself, that's okay. So, and I just noticed that she has the same last name as our henchman, which is Kajitsu. So I don't know if that's the daughter and she's on the good side, he's on the bad side, but I don't know, it's kind of neat. Okay, so I messed out on an ally, a spell, Scorching Ray, a Blessing of the Gods, Zolgath of a monster, so no big deal. 2 more Blessings of the Gods, and a Goblin Warrior monster. So, 3 Blessings of the Gods, not worried about that. I have upgraded blessings. Those are good to copy the pile here, but oh well. Alright, so I'll flip my time card. Oop, just 1, not 2. And I'm going to go ahead and go to... yeah, I'll go to Town Square. So let's see. Oh, let me recharge my... or I'm not sorry, recharge, just refill my hand here. And we'll see what's in here. Intelligence, craft of 5. My intelligence is a d6. Yeah, I rolled a 1, so that item goes away. And I'm not really big on getting items. That one would have been good. It's a potion of healing. I could have banished it to roll a d4 to get random out of here, but I've only got 1, so not a big deal. So I'm not gonna burn a card to go again, so we'll flip a blessing. And I've run into a werewolf. So I have a d10 for my combat on Dexterity because I'm not using a weapon. I'll go ahead and recharge my Blessing of Torog. And that'll give me another d10. So, oh, before the encounter, examine the top card of the Blessings discard pile. If the card is Blessing of the Gods, the difficulty to defeat the werewolf is increased by 3. Okay, so my discard here is Blessing of the Gods. So he is now a 16. So my chances of beating him have decreased. So let's see what we roll. Yeah, I rolled 7. That definitely doesn't beat 16. So I lose my 3 cards that I had as damage. They go back to my discard. He is getting reshuffled back in here. And hopefully it doesn't pop back up. Okay, so flip my time card. Go ahead and get my 4. Okay, this is a really good hand. I've got 2 Blessings of Arcel. And this adds 2 Dexterity dice, and this one adds 2 Dexterity dice. And then I can use Blessing of Amadai, and that'll add 1 more Dexterity. If I need it. So let's see what's in here. Okay, so I came into a zombie giant of 13. I would rather not lose any health against him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recharge these. And that's going to give me 4, 5, and then plus the 1 I originally already had. So that's 6 d10s on this zombie giant. So I'm going to roll 3 of these real quick. Rolled 8. Okay, so I rolled 18. So he's already dead. So I don't have to roll again. That's kind of nice. So he's gone. I'm going to roll the time card. I'm going to go ahead and redo my hand. Okay, so this is kind of nice. I got an item. This says reveal this card to add 1d6 to your perception check. Or I could discard the card and examine the top 2 cards of my location deck and put them back in any order. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that. I'm going to examine these 2 cards, which is a Sage and Augury, which is 1 spell, 1 ally. So it doesn't matter which way I put these. So I'm just going to put it there. I'm going to roll the time card, because I already know it's there, and then go ahead and get me another thing. And this lets me evade a Bane with the Undead trait. So I can evade it, but it'll go back into the pile. So let's go ahead and flip over the Sage. which is a human sage, just basic. Her wisdom is 7. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my wisdom, which is a D8, and then I have a +1, and I've got it marked on my sheet here. 7 + 1. Okay, cool. So she's gonna go into my discard because actually I'm gonna discard her to go into my location again because I know it's a spell, and that way I don't lose any cards here. So it's an intelligence, arcane, wisdom, divine. Okay, so I can do intelligence, which is a D6, or my wisdom, which is a D8. So I'm gonna do D8 again because I got a +1. So it was a 7, 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that on my discard and roll the timer and go into the dungeon again and Shopkeeper's Daughter. If defeated, I may immediately explore again. If undefeated, I reset my hand and end my turn. So that means I would have to get rid of all this, which I've only got 2 allies. So it wouldn't be a big deal. So let's roll this. Roll the 5. Okay, so I didn't defeat it, so I have to reset my hand and end my turn. So she goes away. I think reset. Yeah, I don't discard these or recharge them and draw again. Reset is if I had 2 cards, it's forcing me to draw my 2 cards and then flip the card on the blessing deck. So go ahead and just flip that. And we'll go in again. Okay, this is a wisdom perception on a 6, or charisma diplomacy of a 7. Okay, so I have to do wisdom because I got a D8 on that. My charisma is a D6, and I can't beat a 7 on a D6. So we're going D8 + 1, 2. Okay, didn't get it. Not a big deal. Flip the time card. It'd be really nice to have a Blessing of the Gods right now, so I could copy that. And what do we have? Nice, a Goblin Raider, which is a combat of 8. So let's go ahead and we'll get our D10. I will recharge this card. Actually, before I do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Father's Antis and I'm going to bury him. And that lets me roll a D4, and then it's D4 + 1, and then I get to shuffle these and randomly put them back into recharge. So I rolled a 2 + 1, so that's 3. So I'm going to shuffle my discard, and then pull 3 cards off. So I got 1 blessing out of that, and then recharge them. Okay, so now if I take any damage, not a big deal. Now I'll recharge my Blessing of Gorum. Put that on the bottom of my deck. That'll give me 2 D10s. And hopefully we can get him. Yep, got him. Cool. So he is out. But he had a goblin trait, so I have to roll a D6. And it did not land on 1, so I don't have to take any more damage. So that's good. And then to close this location, I banish a card from my hand. So I'm going to banish the Holy Water. I have no use for it anyway. So I'm left with a Standard Bearer. That's the end of my turn. This is all going away. So now that I've closed 2 of the locations, I know that I have to go against Stickfoot and Rib Nugget. So hopefully I've recirculated around to blessings. Blessing of the Gods, Blessing of Gorum, and Blessing of Toro. That's good. That adds 3 D10. So I'm just going to run through this. I'm not going to use any of my cards, and we'll just get to them and hopefully we'll beat them. I mean, right now I should be able to win this. a satire. Dexterity acrobatics of 9. I may... Oh, I forgot to flip this. Oh, well, how about that? Okay, I'm going to use my Blessings of the Gods, which I can actually make it act like a Blessing of Earth still. So I will recharge this. That adds 2 d10s to my one that I already have. So I'm going to roll 3 d10s against Satire. And the only reason I burnt this Blessing is because I had this. So it was a really good trade-off. And he's dead. So a 6, a 5, and a 2. And he's not Goblin. So I don't have to worry about taking fire damage. And then I'll redraw. Got another Blessing. And I will flip the time card. And let's see what's next. A Dog Slicer. Strength melee is 7. Well, my strength is a d6. So, can't get that. I'll go to weapons. So, I'll flip the time card. And Thieves' Tools. And these are the tools I just got rid of. So, would like to have them back. Dexterity, disable. Oh, that gives me a d10 against this. Okay, so d7. Roll the 7. Got it back. Oh. Or flip those back over. Okay, so flip. And I got a barrier. The difficulty to defeat the barrier is increased by the adventure deck number of this current scenario, if any. Okay, so I've actually got 2... I'm sorry, I have to add 1, so this is 10 because I have 1 adventure deck in here. And, yeah, current scenario, if any. Okay, so Wisdom, which is a d8 plus 1, so I will try to do that. If undefeated, examine the location deck until you find a monster. Encounter it, subtracting 1 from each roll die in your check. Shuffle the remaining cards into the location deck. There's only 2 monsters. I think I've already beat 2 monsters at this location. If not, well, we'll see what happens. Roll a 10. So I actually defeated it with just my d10. Yeah, because it's a dexterity acrobatics on here, also other than the wisdom perception. So my 10 plus my 3 would be at 13. So that's cool. Got through that barrier. Didn't have to worry about it. But it would have been nice because I might have went and got to the villain real quickly. So let's flip the time card and go on. Intelligence. Craft of a 6. My intelligence is a d6. And rolled a 2. So that item will go back to the box. Time card. And it's a mace. Strength melee, which is a standard 6. Roll a 3. So I won't get that. That is a weapon. Alright, flip the time card. And I'm flipping through the time card like it's nothing because there's less cards here than there is in the time deck. So I've got plenty of time to get to him. Okay, Shadow. Now originally I couldn't beat him because he, everything I would do wouldn't even hit him. But now I have a magic trait, which I have marked on my sheet. And now everything I do will damage him. So what I want to do is I'm going to use Blessing of Torag and Blessing of Gorum and Blessing of Omadai and recharge all 3 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3 d10s plus the 1 I already had, so that's 4 d10s. Recharge those, roll these, roll 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And he is now out. If the check to defeat does not have the magic trait, the shadow is undefeated. Well, I have the magic trait and that's what I was talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this. I'm going to draw up. There's my Blessing of Aristill and my other Blessing of Aristill. So, knowing that I had hopefully rotated all the way through my deck, now I have an elite hand to go against Ripfoot and, I'm sorry, Stickfoot and Rip Nugget. And this is a Charisma Diplomacy. So it's a D6, this is a 10. I'm not ever going to get this ally. And banish this card to examine your location deck and then shuffle it. So that's kind of nice, so you'll know where the villain's at. That would have been nice to have, but I'm not strong enough to get that card. So we'll flip the time deck, and we will flip this over. And it's an Acolyte. Charisma, Diplomacy, Arcane Divine. My Charisma is a D6. So if I roll a perfect 6, I can get her. And I roll a 2. Okay, so this hopefully is the villain, considering it's the last card in the game, and it is. And it's really, really nice to have come to him very last, because then I got a chance to grab stuff on the way and take out all the monsters. So for me, my friends, I'll have some bragging rights, because now they'll be able to see this video and see that I did defeat all the monsters, the barriers, and hopefully I can be Rip Nugget and Stickfoot. If not, I'll still post this video. So, hopefully if I beat him, I'll get a lot of credit. Before the encounter, I must succeed at a Stealth 9 check, or the difficulty of Rip Nugget is increased by 2. Okay, so he's already increased by 2 because I don't have a Stealth check. And in the rulebook it says if you do not have the certain thing here to do a stealth check, then you roll a d4, which then at that point, if I use a d4, I can use my blessings. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, skip it, just let him have his 2 extra, and now I have to beat Stickfoot, which is a combat of 9. And after that, I have to beat Rip Nugget, which is a combat of 10. So, and at the end, he's got a goblin trait, so I might take damage, other than what I'm getting ready to do. So, first combat is 9, and I'm going to roll 2 d10s. Actually, I'm going to make it 3 d10s. Make it 3 d10s against the 11. So, Blessing of Aristill. So I discard this card to add 2 dice to my Dexterity based combat check. And I actually get to recharge that. So if I don't beat him, he has nowhere to go. So I try to beat him again. Or, go for him again. So that's going to be 3 d10s. Try to get 11 or higher. I got 17. 19. I'm sorry, 19. So a 10, a 7, and a 2. So I just completely demolished the 11. So now I have 4 d10s to go against the 12, because I'm going to do my Blessing of Gorum and Blessing of Aristill. So that's discard this card to add 2 Dexterity based combat check. And then this is discard this card to add 1 die to a check. So that's going to give me 4, the original, and then 3 more. And these get recharged. So, let's go after this Rip Nugget. He is a 12 because I didn't do the other part, so he gets +2. Okay, he's done. I just completely smashed this guy. Okay, so I got 10, a 7, and a 5. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and I have 1 more. Okay, so 25. I rolled 25 damage points against Rip Nugget and Stickfoot. So, you guys can't see that. So yeah, now I have some bragging rights for running this solo, and I'm going to move on to local heroes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this playthrough. Hopefully I gave you guys some step-by-step of what I was doing the whole time, and we'll move on to local heroes of the Burnt Offerings. And I'm Tim, and this is Geek Up Gaming.